All right, ladies and gentlemen of D-Class personnel, go ahead and have a seat. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Commander, and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP you're about to go study. So what we're looking at today, SCP-5539, Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-5539 is to be kept in Mass Storage Site 33, Low Security Warehouse 6. Any testing of SCP-5539 must be authorized by MTF MU-680 Identified Flying Objects. Foundation employees working in Low Security Warehouse 6 should be issued a semi-annual memo detailing Foundation Code of Workplace Conduct 56. Alcohol consumption and inebriation is not permissible in the workplace. Description: SCP-5539 is a pair of public bathroom signs labeled Gents Homs and Ladies Dames. The signs are designated SCP-5539-1 and SCP-5539-2, respectively. When either SCP-5539 instance is installed on a bathroom door in any establishment primarily serving alcoholic beverages, hereafter referred to as a bar, the anomalous properties of SCP-5539 will manifest. Any individual with a blood alcohol content or at or above 0.030 who enters SCP-5539's affected bathroom and attempts to urinate will be instantly transported to another non-anomalous bar's bathroom. The distance between the source bar and designation bar is a function of the individual's BAC. That is to say, the higher an individual's BAC, blood alcohol content, the further they will be transported. This is Addendum 5539-1, Project 41, Crofton. Lead researcher, Dr. Vera Kedrov. Date activated, August 24th, 2020. Current status, terminated. Summary: Project 41 Crofton is a study of SCP-5539 with the goal of experimentally characterizing its anomalous properties for potential field use. The primary method of data collection is Procedure A41 Crofton as conducted by MTF Epsilon 34 Day Drinkers personnel. Procedure A41 Crofton. Summary: Procedure A41 Crofton is a repeatable procedure used to collect data points for the statistical analysis of SCP-5539. To conduct the procedure, a subject must consume alcoholic beverages until a pre-specified BAC is met, at which point they must induce SCP-5539's anomalous properties by urinating in an affected bathroom. After being transported from the source bar to the destination bar, the subject makes note of their location, then returns to the source bar by conventional means. The data points collected in this manner are used to improve the accuracy of statistical models of SCP-5539. Procedure A41 Crofton is to be exclusively conducted by MTF Epsilon 34 Day Drinkers personnel. Epsilon 34 is comprised of Foundation agents who have demonstrated above average alcohol tolerance and are equipped with surgically implanted radio tracking beacons. Procedure A41 Crofton has been conducted 130 times since Project 41 Crofton's activation. Through this testing, it has been determined that there exists a rough linear relationship between a subject's BAC and their displacement distance. For example, a blood alcohol content of 0.30 will result in a displacement of roughly 600 meters, and a BAC of 0.35 will result in a displacement of roughly 250 kilometers. However, the discrete distance between bars in combination with inherent randomness gives the statistical model a high variance, making accurate predictions of displacement location difficult. This is Addendum 5539-2, Relevant Correspondence. Now this is from V. Kedrov 43 to E. Lombardi 07, the subject bi-monthly progress report 1. It states, "Hello, Elena. I've attached a comprehensive report along with supplemental materials to this email, but I know you're busy, so I'll give you the executive summary. Everything is progressing smoothly. There was some initial friction with the Area 56 staff when we took over their mess hall and turned it into a test bed, but I think they're over it. As of today, we've executed Procedure A41 Crofton 134 times, putting us well ahead of schedule. The statistical model we're creating with the data is getting more accurate every day. Using it, we've been able to correctly predict the destination bar 1 in every 3 tests. By the next progress report, I'll suspect we'll have gotten that to probably 1 in every 2 tests. In terms of field use, we've outlined several promising applications. The first is as an infiltration method for kinetic action units. A team could use SCP-5539 to displace to a bar near a target location and seize their objective by surprise. The second use would be as a mass evacuation vehicle. If a site were to become compromised, its personnel could use SCP-5539 to escape faster than any conventional air or ground evacuation. Raw test results, our statistical model, and more detailed plans for field use have been attached. All right, here's another email from E. Lombardi 07 to V. Kedrov 43. Subject, RE, subject by monthly progress report 1. It states, I'm going to be blunt with you, Vera. This is terrible. When I handed you a check for $1,000, I was hoping that you would at least be able to tell me where I'd end up after using 5539, but after 2 months of getting your coworkers drunk, you can't even say that for certain. Your statistical model is nowhere close to being ready for field use. Speaking of field use, the applications you've dreamed up are insane. What MTF operator wants to insert into a hot zone, drunk off their ass, and then still have to catch a taxi to get to their target? And a site evacuation vehicle? Do you want everyone in Site 19 to carry around an emergency bottle of Bacardi? Convincing the budget committee to fund a project with this much alcohol involved in the first place was a nightmare. But with this sort of progress, there's no way I'll be able to get you another round of cash. I'm shutting Project 41 Crofton down. You've got to the end of the month to wrap up, then you and your staff will be transferred back to your previous assignments. I like you, Vera, but this is a mess. All right, this is Addendum 5539-3, Incident Reports. This is Incident Report 5539-1. Date occurred, November 23rd, 2020. Type code, H380, unscheduled use of anomaly. Summary. On March 23rd, 2020, while attempting to perform procedure A41 Crofton, MTF Epsilon 34 operator agent Frank Kohler ingested enough alcohol to achieve a blood alcohol content of 1.2%. Far in excess of the permitted experimental amount. A post-incident investigation found that Agent Kohler's actions were more likely caused by heightened emotional stress from the termination of Project 41 Crofton and having received a transfer order to SCP, generally thought to be an undesirable assignment due to the excessive redacted. Project 41 Crofton research staff attempted to subdue Agent Kohler in order to treat him for potential alcohol poisoning, but Agent Kohler overpowered them and insisted on continuing with the procedure. After inducing SCP-5539's anomalous properties, he was transported to Redacted, a nightclub in Kaohsiung City, Taiwan. Inebriated, Agent Kohler was arrested by local authorities for public intox. Once in custody, Agent Kohler entered a coma and was transported to a local medical center where he received life-saving treatment. Foundation personnel embedded in the Taiwanese government retrieved Agent Kohler soon after. As of December 11, 2020, Kohler has been cleared for active duty and has been assigned to SCP. Now, this is Incident Report 5539-2. Date occurred, December 30th, 2020. Type code, E106, experimentation that violates ethics code. Summary. On November 30th, 2020, Project 41 Crofton research staff led by Dr. Vera Kedrov engaged in reckless experimentation resulting in the assumed expiration of D-19803. The post-incident ethics committee investigation has established the following timeline. On November 24th, 2020, Dr. Kedrov learned of incident 55391 and determined that Agent Kohler's nearly 1,000-kilometer displacement demonstrated that the relationship between blood alcohol content and SCP-5539 induced travel distance was not linear. Rather, the high variance in Project 41 Crofton's statistical model was obscuring an exponential relationship. Between November 24th and 29th, Dr. Kedrov led her research staff in the creation of a procedure to non-lethally replace a subject's blood with pure alcohol. The procedure involved the use of Anomalous Technologies 905 Euctus lethal trauma stabilization casket and 498 Kegular non-Euclidean fluid manipulator. On November 30th, Dr. Kedrov submitted a falsified D-class request resulting in D-19803 being assigned to Project 41 Crofton. Once in Dr. Kedrov's custody, she instructed her staff to replace D-19803's blood with alcohol using the procedure they had developed. The operation required that the subject be sealed into the lethal trauma stabilization casket to prevent a cardiac flatline. The procedure was successfully completed without incident. Once ready, D-19803 was, with the help of research staff, made to induce SCP-5539's anomalous properties. Immediately upon doing so, D-19803 disappeared and contact with the casket's radio tracking device was lost. As of January 18, 2021, neither D-19803 nor the casket have been found despite global search efforts. Dr. Kedrov and her senior research staff have been charged with unauthorized D-class sacrifice. All testing of SCP-5539 has been halted indefinitely per the Ethics Committee ruling. Now, this is Addendum 5539-4, classified top secret level 4-5539. And when I say classified, I fucking mean it. There was a lot of clearance to get me to tell you chuckleheads this. So pay attention, because I'm not going to repeat it. This is MTF MU-680 Identified Flying Objects Dossier. Commanding Officer, Colonel Elaine Brooks. Date activated, September 28th, 2608. Current status, active. Objective: MTF MU-680's ongoing goal is to prevent the civilian discovery of Kepler B, which would most likely induce a BK-class broken masquerade scenario. Kepler B is an exoplanet well within the circumstellar habitable zone of Kepler, known to harbor Sapient 17 Jericho, an alien species in the early information stage of societal development with an approximate population of billion. Current analysis suggests that the civilian exploration probes will discover Kepler B by 2610. On September 8, 2608, an MTF Omega 805, the Final Frontier superliminal probe performing pre-first contact screening around Kepler B detected an artificial EM signal emanating from the planet's surface identical to the signal produced by radio tracking devices used by the Foundation in the early 21st century. Further investigation revealed that D-19803 stabilization casket lost on November 30th, 2020 to SCP-5539 was present on Kepler B and being housed in a structure of extreme cultural significance, analogous to a museum or church. Further study indicates that large proportions of Sapient 17 Jericho's culture centers around an event occurring approximately 600 years ago in which a benevolent supernatural being arrived on their world to warn them of a supreme evil known as the Foundation. In the event that civilian authorities establish contact with Sapient 17 Jericho, the occurrence of a BK-class broken masquerade scenario is almost guaranteed. To prevent this, MTF MU-680 Identified Flying Objects was created. Currently, MU-680 operates both as a disinformation network and a fleet of combat spacecraft with the goal of preventing civilian authorities from approaching Kepler B. This strategy is anticipated to become untenable as civilian development intensifies in the region. In the long term, MU-680 aims to artificially induce either an IK-class collapse of global civilization scenario or WK-class mass extinction event on Kepler B. This course of action is pending Ethics Committee approval. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-5539. You are dismissed.